a minute, it's not summertime yet. We still have learning to do. You must need to learn how to read a clock. Well, luckily, I'm Miss Rozman, and this video is all about telling time. Let's check it out. You can see I have a pretend clock like this. You might have a clock at your house. The round part of the clock is called the face, and on the face there's numbers and hands. Most clocks have two hands, a little hand and a big hand. But what do they mean? Well, the little hand is also called the hour hand. That tells us what hour it is, and that number comes first when we write the time. The other hand is bigger, so I call it the big hand. That's the minute hand, and it comes second. The minute hand tells us how many minutes have passed in the hour. You will see that when I write the time, the hour and the minutes are separated by two dots stacked on top of each other. This is called a colon. When I'm counting up my minutes, each number is actually worth 5 minutes. So if I want to find the minutes, all I have to do is count by fives. I start at the 12, which is 0, and I move to the right. That's why this direction is called clockwise. Let's count by fives together. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. There's 60 minutes in an hour, and that's how I know my next hour will begin. But how do I read time anyway? Well, let's take a look. When my big hand is pointing up at the 12, that means o'clock. It's represented by 2 zeros in the minutes place. If my big hand is down at the 6, that says 30, because when I count by fives, this is 30. Check it with me. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So my 30 will go in the minutes place. But wait, what goes in the hour place? Well, I have to look at the little hand for that. Let's try some examples together. So here's my clock, and I'm going to move the hands in the direction to show you a time. So if I want you to see the time 1 o'clock, I'm going to put the little hand at the hour, 1, and the big hand for minutes up at the 12 for o'clock. And so this time would say 1 o'clock. That looks like this. 1, because the hour hand is at the 1, and 0, 0 for o'clock, because the big hand is up here at the 12. When I'm telling time, what will happen is as my minute hand is going around the clock, my hour hand will slowly come here to the number 2. And so an hour later, what time is it? It's 2 o'clock. That looks like this. Again, my hour hand has a 2 because it's pointing to the 2. And my minute hand is still up here at the 12, which says o'clock. And I write 0, 0. 2 o'clock. Now, what if I want the time to say 2:30, which is 30 minutes after 2 o'clock? Remember, when I want it to say 30, my big hand will go down to the 6. So let's see if I can do this here. Now, my clock is a little tricky to do, but to show the time 2:30, you will see that my hour hand is at the 2, and my minute hand is at the 6, which says 30. 2:30. What if I want to show the time 3:30? Well, first, my hour hand has to go down to the 3, and my minute hand is good. It's at the 6 for 3:30. Let's try a few more times together. How do I read this time? Remember, the 00 says o'clock. So this is read 10 o'clock. I see a 10, that's my hour hand. So I know that my hour hand is going to point at the 10. What do I do to say o'clock? That's right, my minute hand has to go up to the 12. There we go. So this says 10 o'clock. Again, my hour hand is at the 10, my minute hand is at the 12, 10 o'clock. Awesome. What if I want to say, how about 9:30? So first, I look at my hour hand, goes to the 9. 30, remember, 30 is at the 6, so my minute hand's going to go to the 6. Oh man, my clock's moving all around here. Okay, there we go. 9:30. Excellent. Let's try a few more. You're doing great. Oh, this one's tricky. 12 o'clock. So first I have to look at my hour hand, and it's 12, so my little hand's going to go up here to the 12. And my minutes say o'clock. Remember, o'clock is also up at the 12, so my minute hand is also going to go to the 12. So 12 o'clock is when both hands are pointing up at the 12. 12 o'clock. Let's try one more. How about 12:30? First comes the hours. My hour hand is already at the 12. Next comes minutes. Remember, the 6 says 30, so my minute hand will come down to the 6. Hold on, both my hands are moving at the same time. Oh my goodness, you guys would probably be laughing at me if we were at school right now. Okay, there we go. So my hour hand is at the 12, my minute hand is at the 6 for 30, and so this clock says 12:30. Now, see if you can practice some times by yourself. Look at your hour hand, look at your minute hand, and see what time it says. Good luck, and I'll talk to you later.